Death has a plan. And when you cheat it, death comes back to collect. In 1968, Iris and her fiancé Paul go to the grand opening of the Sky View restaurant, a fancy tower packed with excited guests. Right when Paul proposes, Iris suddenly sees a horrifying chain of events. A kid flips a coin, it jams a fan, the fan breaks, a gas line gets hit, cracks spread under the glass floor. Then everything turns into total chaos. People fall through the floor, burn in explosions, get crushed by machinery, and die trying to escape. Iris watches Paul die too. At the very end, the whole place collapses and takes her with it. Then she snaps back. It was only a vision, but Iris knows it is real. She grabs the coin before the boy can toss it, warns everyone, and forces the crowd to notice the cracks. The disaster never happens. Hundreds of lives are saved that night. But cheating death comes with a price. Over the following years, everyone who should have died in that restaurant starts dying anyway, one after another. Paul is eventually killed too. Iris becomes obsessed with patterns, signs, and accidents. She spends her life studying death, building traps, writing notes, and trying to stay one step ahead of something nobody else can see. In the present day, Iris's granddaughter Stephanie keeps having the same nightmare in class, at home, everywhere. She has never even met Iris, so the dream makes no sense. Her dad Marty clearly knows more than he admits, but he avoids every question. Stephanie goes with her younger brother Charlie to visit their relatives, hoping someone will finally tell the truth. There she learns Iris did not die years ago. The family pushed her away after she became paranoid and extreme. She locked her children inside, warned them about danger constantly, and filled their lives with fear. Stephanie secretly finds old letters from Iris, along with photos and warnings that match her dreams exactly. That is enough for her. She drives alone to a remote mountain cabin and finds Iris still alive, living like a prisoner inside her own fortress. The place is full of locks, barriers, spikes, and carefully arranged objects meant to prevent random accidents. Iris explains everything. The vision was real. She stopped the Skyview disaster, and death has spent decades correcting that mistake. Now the bloodlines of the survivors are being erased. Stephanie may have inherited Iris's ability to sense what comes next, and that means her family is in danger now. Stephanie still wants to believe there must be a normal explanation, so she leaves. Iris runs after her with a book of notes because she suddenly senses that stepping outside will kill her. She does it anyway to help her granddaughter. A freak chain reaction starts instantly. A gust of wind moves a loose object, something heavy gets knocked over, and a fire extinguisher shoots straight into Iris's face and kills her brutally. That one death changes everything. Stephanie believes her at last. At the funeral, she warns the family that death is coming for all of them, but most of them think grief has broken her mind. Back at home, Stephanie studies Iris's notebook and realizes death is following the original order from the restaurant vision. The first branch to be wiped out is her Uncle Howard's family. While everyone relaxes at a backyard barbecue, Stephanie sees warning signs everywhere. A broken glass shard mixes with ice. A loose rake sits near a trampoline. A machine gets bumped. Little details keep stacking up. She races over just in time to scream, but not in time to stop it. Howard steps on glass, loses balance, falls into the path of a runaway lawnmower, and dies in a bloody mess. Now nobody can laugh this off anymore. Stephanie digs deeper and identifies the next person on the list, Howard's older son, Eric. He works around metal, chemicals, and open flames, which is basically an invitation for disaster. Sure enough, one tiny accident after another builds toward an explosion. A chain snags his nose ring. Disinfectant spills, fire catches, glass shatters. Eric barely survives by tearing off burning clothes before the place blows apart. For a moment, it looks like maybe he escaped the pattern. He certainly thinks so. Stephanie does not. She knows death doesn't usually miss, it just changes direction when the plan gets interrupted. Quick reminder, subscribe now if you enjoy clean, straight movie breakdowns like this. Then comes the proof. Eric and Stephanie cross paths with Julia, Eric's sister, while a garbage truck rolls through the street. Stephanie panics because the setup feels wrong. Eric jokes around. Julia keeps moving. In seconds, she is knocked into the back of the truck. Stephanie chases it and even grabs Julia's hand, but the driver cannot hear anything. The compactor crushes Julia to death. After that, the family finally accepts the impossible. Brenda then reveals a secret that changes the order again. Eric is not Howard's biological son. He came from an affair. That means death skipped him because he was never part of Howard's bloodline. So the next target is Bobby, the younger son. Desperate for answers, Stephanie takes the family to a man named William, another survivor from the 1968 night. William says there are only two possible loopholes. One, Kill someone and steal the life that should have been theirs. 2. Die and then come back. It is ugly advice, but they are out of options. Eric chooses the second idea and tries to trigger Bobby's peanut allergy inside a hospital so doctors can revive him. Instead, everything becomes a nightmare. An MRI machine turns on. Metal objects fly across the room. Eric is slammed into the machine and killed. Then a sharp spring shoots through Bobby's head. Now only Stephanie, Charlie, and their mother Darlene are left in that branch of the family. They stop pretending they can beat death with logic, so they head to Iris's old cabin and try to survive by hiding inside the place built for exactly this war. But even there, death is already waiting. Their car crashes near the cabin. Stephanie gets trapped by her seatbelt. Darlene tries to reach safety while Charlie fights to free his sister. Then the car explodes. Stephanie is thrown into the water nearby and appears lifeless. Darlene saves Charlie from the wreckage, but a falling pole kills her before she can do anything else. Charlie drags Stephanie out and manages to revive her. For a brief second, it seems like William was right. Maybe she died, came back, and broke the cycle. A week later, Stephanie and Charlie start relaxing. They visit Charlie's girlfriend's house and think the nightmare might finally be over. Then, small details begin matching Stephanie's original vision. She pricks her finger on a rose thorn, just like Iris did in the dream. An older woman drops a coin. A red car passes by. Charlie's girlfriend is dressed almost exactly like young Iris. The pattern is not broken. It is finishing itself. A train derails and smashes toward the house. Stephanie falls. Charlie pulls her up. For a split second, it looks like they made it. Oh wait, they haven't.